How much money you would need to invest to become a cryptocurrency millionaire.
Why you don't require a huge investment or a large sum of money to become, quite frankly, filthy rich with cryptocurrency.
Today I wanted to make a video about how I identify or try to identify the true market leaders of tomorrow. But not only identify the market leaders, but obviously how to identify and find that one coin that can potentially outperform and give you the 1000x. Now, I've been in crypto for quite a while, since 2015. And my first big investment, where I'm up more than 27,000%, is Ethereum. Was it luck? Perhaps. Did I hold my position even after 2017 and 18 and it went down? Yes, I did. Did I have a bad 2019? Yes, I did. Am I happy I kept? Now, if you're new to crypto, you've probably seen and heard a number of stories of people investing in small amounts into crypto and then boom, overnight becoming crypto millionaires. Well, by the way, first, one little update. Hedge fund managers of the 90s and in the beginning of 2000, they were the hot shots. No longer. Banks are gonna go bust, but the real hot shots of today, they're called devs. Actually, the developers. And they are the ones that really can become crypto millionaires overnight. But that's also only if they have the opportunity or the know-how to program, develop some crazy DeFi protocol that can really take off. But anyway, let's get back to making you and me a crypto millionaire. You see, as we know, we all hear about it, we read about it. Read about somebody put a little bit money in there and then boom, 1-2 years later, he's buying a mansion and a few Lambos. Now, let me tell you, it is very much indeed possible to generate huge, massive returns purely by investing. And I can also let you in on another secret. Never, ever in our lifetime, unless you're Dracula and you don't die, never ever has there been such an opportunity where we are seeing a fundamental structural transition in the global financial industry. So what that basically means is there is so much opportunity, right, left, and center, a little bit from behind and a little bit from front. And this is not gonna last forever. A small window that we have the opportunity to really profit from this transition. First off, I also want to let you know, you might ask yourself, am I too late for crypto? Well, just look at it. Apple stocks market cap is 2.5 trillion. It is bigger than the entire crypto industry as of today. I think that answers your question regarding being late or early. You are truly an early bird. But now let's get into the details. And I know that probably many of you have wondered, how exactly do I do it? And how do the big whales do it? And what kind of strategies are they using that you might not know about? Because as I said before, I can guarantee lots of investors, lots of whales, and myself included, we have really been able to turn small amounts into big amounts, millions. And I can also tell you one little secret. It doesn't happen just by plain simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. Especially not now, because just think about it, how high Bitcoin would have to go in order for you to make 100, not 100%, but 1,000%. Or if you really go for those 1000x. Anyway, so today I want to share, and we're going to look at some of the different strategies in order to become a successful cryptocurrency investor. Because I can also tell you, as not only as technology is developing, changing, so are also, let's say, the approaches, the fundamental and the technical analysis that is growing with the technology. I also want to give you a piece of advice. Don't ever believe mainstream media. I don't say you shouldn't believe it, but what I'm saying is that they tend to bring the news too late. Now, the first thing is rule. Order and the law of rule is you gotta be and do the opposite of what you see. Once you start seeing in the mainstream media that Uncle Doge, Elon, that he is, in and he loves it, that's when you really get everybody, the little people, the pigeons that come in there and boom it up. The only problem is that is just a transfer of wealth. You gotta find a coin, identify them when they're down, when everyone is telling this is really gonna go down, and it's gone down 30, 40, 50%. When there's fear, that's when you should buy. And I can tell you, that's the first rule. But anyway, you stick around for another 10 minutes and you will have a few, let's say, tools that you can use yourself in order to try to identify the next right coin for you. Now, the second thing, and that's probably also one of the most important things, is you gotta have a vision. You gotta be able to, and that's what the whales do, right? That's what every investor does. That's also what Warren Buffett does in the traditional markets. But you gotta be able to identify the trends before anyone else. Now, while I believe crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum are gonna continue to grow massively over the years, that's for sure. But the problem is that they've already been around for years. And while they're still extraordinary good deals, because the majority of people haven't invested in them yet. They've heard about them, right? You know that mass adoption is on its way. They've heard about Bitcoin, they've heard about Ethereum. Remember, less market cap than Apple. So that obviously solidifies the future opportunity of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I hold them, I love them, but you also got to understand that if you're really looking to maximize your opportunity, you don't want to hold the big, large value coins, right? So you want to go down, further down the ecosystem. But let's say the crypto whales, like the crypto millionaires of today, including myself, we were investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum right when Ethereum launched. Now, I got in there through my business partner, and that was the best thing I ever did. But it was also very difficult at the time, because no one would really have told you or me or anything about what the future of Ethereum is going to be. You kind of like had to understand and grasp it. Now, I put in not a big amount of money, but a big enough amount of money that I could get around 11,000 ETH. Not bad, right? When you can get them below $7 and just keep them. But that, of course, gives you you just got to do that one time, and then you're a made man for the future. But you see, the thing was with Ethereum and Bitcoin in the beginning was that you had to convince yourself to invest, to start. And it was difficult because nobody was talking about it. Nobody knew about it. And of course, it led to a risk. You know, for every investor, you would have put it into the traditional centralized exchanges, stock exchanges. All of a sudden, you had to understand that you have to take your fiat out, and where can you put it? Oh, it was Wild West, and you felt very much alone. However, it truly did create an opportunity to make hundreds of thousands of % return on investment. And that's why the biggest key to making these huge returns is truly to invest in smaller projects that no one knows about yet. However, the biggest problem that we are facing now is that there are already 1,000 and further future 1,000 projects available. And you have to choose and pick. And in order to find the right one, it is so crucial. And that's why it's important to know what exactly to look for in order to be able to find the next big altcoin. And that's why I'm going to share how I find them, so that you will be able to find all these lovely, lovely looking, sexy looking coins one by one. Obviously, we'll not always do that, but at least it will make it easier. You'll be able to see through this, let's say, new crazy world of blockchain. So now let's talk about how we actually identify them. Well, one of the things we also talked about is the metrics that are changing, yeah? And that is social media. You really need to, if you haven't yet, you got to step up your social media game. You got to go in and you got to look at the Telegrams, at the Twitters. You got to see, you know, how the management team are actually also interacting with their community. And there's also so much data since it's on the blockchain, right? You can always see the transactions. You can see if the coin that you want to invest in, is it increasing in volume? Does it have a potential use case? One of the real big important things, who are the initial investors? And there's already a big group of, let's say, big venture cap funds that are basically supporting all great new coins. So investment backers is important. Now, it's also important to understand that Twitter, and especially Reddit, this is where you and me, real people, we meet, we share our knowledge, and we promote the purpose of trying to understand the complexity, but also we have one common goal, and that is to make money. The next thing is, don't ever follow an influencer. Let it be a YouTuber, let it be I don't know, whatever, other platforms. That's sometimes the sad thing about, not being regulated. There's so many bozos out there that they just, they read one article and then they scream it and pump it and have absolutely no idea. Can't even put two and two together. So it's important that you do your own research. And this is financial advice to you. Do your own research. Where I invest is not financial advice to you. What I said about Reddit is that the Reddit cryptocurrency is probably one of the best resources in order to get ideas when you're just getting started. Furthermore, I love launch pads, incubators. Yeah, that is also a very, very good way in order to participate in new initial coin offerings. So you can participate in upcoming projects that are basically, have nothing, and then potentially you can get in at a fraction of the cost of what they are when they're going to go public. So even should you not be able to participate in the pre-ICO, hey, if it's a good coin, I didn't get into Polkadot at pre-ICO. I got when they got listed on Binance. I got it at $2.50. What a shit show, I didn't get it at 1, right? But we see in Polkadot now 40. So if you can't get in, we can't all participate everywhere. You gotta be convinced why you believe that this coin has this future, and then act. When I also talked about the incubator, the launchpad, you have to also remember, I believe that there's 4 main ecosystems that's going to sustain, basically going to be the 4 Googles or Microsofts and Amazons of the future. The base layer, the blockchain is Cardano, it's Ethereum, it's Binance, and it is Solana. And you see all these base layer blockchains, they have their incubators. Like, for example, Polkadot, obviously they have a few, right? But they got Polkastarter. And on Cardano, they are going to have Card Starter. So you can see each ecosystem has its own incubator. That's an important place to go in and get in. Another good place to look is on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. You see, most of every coin, they will get listed right then and there. So when you go in and you look for upcoming events, I would really recommend you that you look for the protocols, the coins that are about to launch. Mainnet. You see, mainnet launches are 2 of the biggest price catalysts, depending on the project, obviously. CoinMarketCap, they also list all upcoming events for pretty much every project. And this is key, because all coins often increase in value, surge, leading up to the release of an important update to their network. Now, while gotta say, obviously, most of these events aren't actually that important. Just like, with the amount of coins we have, more than 9,000, most of these coins are not that important. So you need to sort out and you release and use the filters of the utmost importance. So you gotta look for the most important updates. And this will leave you with some real golden opportunities. Because these are the ones that prior to launching something new, executing, this is what's going to increase the price. This actually matter because product launches on mainnet are 2 of the biggest price catalysts. Obviously, depending on the project, and it's best to buy up your position weeks or even months early, maybe even a year, in order to be able to get in cheap before the pump begins, and then begin selling as the event gets closer to the next happening. So that's kind of it for me today. I could go on and on, so this is probably only part 1. I hope if it gave you any kind of value, then let me know down below. Hit like, smash, subscribe. And before we end and you go home to Kitty, I just want to let you know, if you want to make money in cryptocurrency, you need to start doing this. There is no free lunch on Wall Street. There's no free lunch on Crypto Street. But there certainly is a huge amount of opportunity. Stay safe, stay home, and don't forget, Kitty loves you.